What's happening, Donkheads? Welcome back. This is part 2 of my new series. Thanks to everybody who's been watching so far. I think it's my second highest views when I've put it up. So there's a bit of momentum going here. So we're going to carry it on now. On part 1, we done the drums. On this part, we're going to still do a bit more drums because I'm going to get all the levels right and all that. I'm going to show you how I get all my levels right. And then we're going to figure out what key to work in, I think, on this one. And then we'll do a bass pattern. We'll pick a bass, get a nice donk on the go. And we'll go from there. A bit more processing, I think. So we'll see. I'll show you how I work when I get to this stage. So, right. Let's hear what we've done so far. Right, it's just pretty basic at the minute, but I've got a few ideas how we can like sort of spice it up a bit or whatever. When you're making music, by the way, it's always good to have a little idea in your head of what you want it to sort of sound like at the beginning. I mean, I don't usually work this way. I usually pick me key what I'm working in and then do a chord and all that, but I want to show you a basic way to start a track because this is aimed at beginners really, this. And I know it's been helping a lot of you, so stick with me and we'll make a tune together. Right, so I've noticed we could chop this down a little bit. To do that, just keep there's a thing here as well. Where are you? It's right at the top somewhere. No, I can't seem to find it. But where's it gone? Yeah, here we go. This here, where my mouse is pointing at. Make sure you uncheck all these, because if you keep it there, it'll just stretch it. And you don't want that unless you do want to stretch. So it's just an easy way of cutting. This is what, so make sure all these are unchecked here. These here. On the sample. This is for like your keynotes, patterns and all that. That's your automation. And this is for your samples. So make sure they're unchecked. Okay. Right. So you can do that. Get rid of this. Get rid of this here. This is a kick, so you might want to leave one kick there. So let's just do that. And then you could do like a fill. So we'll look for the fill now. Let's find a fill. There's some like dubsteppy ones in here. They're good for like if you're in a breakdown or whatever and you want to just do a dunk and a kick and like a Melbourne riff or something, you can put them in between. So I like them. Yeah, let's go for this. So, we want to assign it to a mixer track like we've been doing. What one's free? 17. Rename. Fill. Give it an EQ like everything else we've been doing. High pass. Cut it. Now, it's going to be loud, so you want to drop it down. And then all we do now, to get it sort of level a bit, is preview it by keeping hold of control and on this line here, you can do whatever you want if you keep hold of control. Right, so let's hear it. Right. So what you could do as well is add maybe an impact or something. Let's see. That's a bit long, that one. I'll tell you what, we won't do that. We won't do that. See, the thing is, I don't even know what I'm making myself yet. So I'm just going with the flow. So you have to just have a look, see what you can pick. If it's not going to sound good, then swerve it. Go to something else. Scratch. No. Yeah, let's get a bigger fill. Yeah, let's go for that one. So let's hear it. So I don't like how loud it is when it kicks in, when it hits. So the way to get around that is, see this button here. This one here. We click that. This is how we automate the volume. Okay. And now you can choose how loud you want it to start off on. So if I want it just there, yeah, I'll move it down so you can see. This here is your volume automation, what we've just made. So you can move that one down with your left click, and then with your right click you can put another point. So let's hear that, what it's like now. That's okay. And what we could do is make it a little bit louder. Okay. That sounds okay to me. Now, we want to copy this drum pattern over from here. Highlight them all by using Control and left click. Keep hold of the Shift button and move it. And you want to put it after the gap here. Now, we can rename this and all that like we've done before on here. So, fill. And then give it a colour, the same as the drums, because I like to put it in the drums. Oh yeah, and I forgot to put it in the drum bus. So let's hear it again. Okay. Now we've got a little track going here. This is where you put the bass now. What I will do is, I'll just to keep it tidy, is fill, vol, and then give that the same colour so it blends in. And then you can just put that over it so you don't have to worry about that again. You don't have to look at that no more. Right click, auto name. Hold on, what's going on here? Oh, you want that auto names? Ah, it doesn't matter. Right. Forget it. Doesn't matter. We know what it is just by looking at it, Phil. You could rename it yourself. Phil. There. Okay. I'm not with it today, as you can tell, but we'll get there. Okay, let's pick a bass. I'll tell you what, we'll pick a key to working first. Now this is the way I do it. I put a piano or something in there, or some sort of pad, but we'll use a piano because we're using stock plugins. This is where you find it. Okay, go to packs on your left here, instruments, keyboard, and then I like to use closed grand or grand piano, but we'll go with grand piano. Left click, drag it over. Here we go. Here's your little piano. So what we do as well, make a new pattern. Rename this key, because we're gonna use the chords now for the whole track. This is the foundation of your track. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna pick a key to work in, and then we're gonna create a chord pattern. Okay, and then this is where we're gonna choose where to put our bass and all that. We're not going to do a dead hard one. We're going to do a simple one. Right. What you want to do is go to this one here. Minor natural Aeolian. Okay. Make sure your grand piano is selected. I think we're going to do G minor on this because I do like G minor. So if you click on G minor when you've selected that, these are your chords. These are your notes in G minor. Okay? And what we want to do is copy them on a sampler. Something that isn't going to be playing. And then they're going to stay in the background then. So what you want to do is highlight them all. Drag them over to 9 or something like that. Keep hold the shift button at the bottom. You can copy it and drag it up. Now you want to do this a few times. Make sure they all lands on G, the bottom notes. Now watch when we go to the grand piano now. See all the ghosted, it's all highlighted. It's called ghost highlighting or something like that. If it's not doing that on your FL Studio, just type in on YouTube now how to enable ghost notes on FL Studio 20, and there's loads on it. I can't remember how I done it. It was a while ago. So the easiest way to do it, I suppose, because I'm on a snare there, make sure your piano's highlighted. The easiest way to do this is to just choose the root note first, and then skip one, put one there, skip one, put one there, skip one, put one there. They are your 4 notes in a chord. So that's a G minor chord. I think it's a G. I think it's called a G minor 7, if I'm correct. I'm not clued up on the technical terms. But if I play that now, that'll sound good. Right, that's a G minor chord. G minor 7, I think. So what you can do with that is we can create a bass pattern with this now. We could have 1, 2, 3, 4. We could go up, down. We could do that. Or we could have this. Now, if that sounds too high, keep hold of control and then highlight it and then move the up and down arrow on your keyboard while you're keeping hold of control. Now, let's hear what that sounds like. Not bad. It sounds cheesy at the minute, but This is what we want. Right. So let's keep it like that for now. Then we can get rid of this for now. There's our bass pattern. Now go back into the folder and we now can pick a bass to use. Where's my pack? There it is. Bass. Now what I like to do, I like to pick a nice sub bass to go under the donk. So let's find one. That one, bass 19, that sounds good. Drag it over. Now this needs to go to a mixer track, so 18's free. Call it sub bass. Oh yeah, I've just remembered. What I forgot to tell you is make sure that your kick is always in mono. To do that is this one here. If you put it all the way to the left, that's stereo. Put it all the way to the right, that's completely mono, because you want your kick and your bass right down the center of your track. So you make it mono always. So your bass is going to be in mono too. Now let's right click to the bass bus, route to this track only. You can make sure that's in mono too, just so there's no stereo fields whatsoever. Now we need to give that an EQ as well. Now your sub bass, you want it cut off around 35 to 40, and then you want to cut the top ends off as well. You don't want much top end really. So let's hear it. That sounds good. Now we want to make sure it's looped a little bit. And then, yeah, let's zoom in to show you. Right. You're working in fours again. You'd always work in fours when you make music. If you see these little squares here, 1, 2, 3, 4, you want it. These two here are for your kick, like I showed you before. Remember on the first part, you'd have your kick there and then a space for your bass. This is what we're doing on here. There's your kick and there's your bass. Okay, now to do it quicker, you can just highlight it and copy, and just put them over your ghost notes. And if you copy them all, that's how quick you can do it. So mute the piano for now. Now let's just hear your bass. Okay, now let's put that on the track just to see what it sounds like. Right, what we could do as well here, get rid of that, edit, cut, make that into a new pattern, call it sub bass. We'll give it a different colour now to the drum bus. We'll give it a purple or dark blue, whatever it is. Okay. Go into the sub bass, Control and V will paste it. Right. Drag that over. Now, with the sub bass, you don't want it too loud because you want it just going under your donk. So let's hear it. Right, that's okay. Now, we need to pick a donk. Put a donk on it. I can't help myself. Right. Let's go for this one. Sounds like a bit like Alex K or something. Right. Rename. Sub bass. Give it the same colour. Drag your donk over. Under. Rename. Donk. Goes to the next one. 19. Rename. Donk. Make sure it's in mono. Route it to your bass bus. Okay. EQ. Cut. Now you want to cut it just after your sub bass. So around 50 is fine, because it's after your sub bass, and you could cut a little bit off the high as well. Now, what you can do is highlight it all. Control, keyboard to Control C, and then V, Control. It'll paste it. Hold on, something's wrong here. Hold on, what's going on with that there? Let's try a different one. If you can just highlight it, like we've done before, and preview your donks and see which one sounds good with the key we're working in. Because sometimes they're a bit low and some donks don't sound very good. So what I'm going to do is play it and then preview my donks to see what it sounds like with the bass. Let's hear it. Right, I like this one, but when it went to the top here, it was clipping a little bit. It was trying to loop it again. So what you can do to get around that is highlight it, keep hold of Alt, and bring it in a little bit. Now, the bass is a bit too loud, so you bring that down, the sub bass. Now let's bring it in with this and let's see what it sounds like. Right, now it's time for getting all the levels right. Okay, this is what you do. You start off with your kick, and you just right click here. Okay, now this is what you do. Go onto your master. You want to look for Wave Candy. There, Wave Candy, and then if you press start, it'll show up on your list. But I've got too many things. Right, click on presets. Go to peak meter. Now this is it'll stay visible all the time. So I like to just put it here where you can see it. Okay. Close everything else. Now when you play your kick, you want it to about -3 on here. So anywhere between -4 and -2. That's your loudest point of your track. And you want everything else under your kick because you want your kick the loudest on your track. Okay, so let's do it. As you can see, it's in the 0, so that's too loud. So what you do, you go to your kick. If it was a bus, you could just bring the bus down. But because it's only a kick anyway, I've called it kick buses because. Right, let's do it. Around 79% looks okay. That's about where you want it. Now everything else needs to be below. So, because we've routed all the drums to the drum bus, you can bring them down all together, or you could do what I do and just make sure that everything is below itself. So that's well below the kick. You could try the clap on their own. Right, the clap's a bit loud, so bring the clap down. -6 will do. Next one. That's okay. This one. Too loud. So find the open hat, bring it down. That'll do. Next one, shake a loop. That's fine. Okay, we could just turn that down a little tiny bit. Right, so let's hear it all again. Right, with the bass, hold on a minute. You can separate the donk from the sub bass by cutting again. Going to the next pattern, Control V. Let's rename donk pattern donk. Give it the color. Okay. Also name. Now let's preview these together and see how loud it is. See, it's not very loud, so we need to bring it up. Now there's several ways you can do this. You could do it individually by ear, but because we're routed to ear, we could bring both of them up together. So you could put another EQ on, and this could bring the volume up here. The loudest point was just under 4, which is good. So let's hear it now, all together. We could make the sub bass a little bit shorter, like we've done before with the samples. I mean, it sounds okay. We don't have to stick with that key though. You can do any key you want. Let's try a different bass. See if it sounds any better. That sounds okay. We could try a different bass because I'm not for a sub because I'm not sure whether that's working very well. That sounds good. It's just trial and error, like I said. Music, making music is all about trying things, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, move on and find other samples that work well together. That's all you do. Like, I've just found a better sub bass now. Sounds good to me, that. So let's play it all. Hold on, let's see the volume. Right. Right, what we can do now as well is go back to the drums, and we're going to use something called glue compression. And what that does, it brings all your drums like and tightens it all up together like it's one. So what you want to do is go to Fruity Compressor. Okay. Now I've already made a preset. You can copy everything on here. I use a thing called Waves Master Bus Compressor. But what I've done, I've emulated that with this. I've copied what I would do with the Waves. This is free in FL Studio. So if you just copy everything I've done here, you'll have the same compression. Okay? So let's just hear what it sounds like. As you can tell, there's a bit of a difference. It lifts it all a little bit, gives it all a lift, and it tightens everything up, and that's what you want. And what you can do the same with the bass bus as well. You want both basses glued together like it's one. Okay? Now copy it. What you want to do, once you've got your compression like the same as me, you can go to the arrow. Hold on, how did I save it? Yeah, save as, and then you type in glue compression, and there's your glue compression preset. Every time you want to use it, presets, and it'll be the top one there, your saved one. So there's a good tip. So let's hear what it sounds like all together now. As you can tell straight away there, I can tell a difference now because of the glue compression. Everything is gelled together, nice. There's nothing fighting for each other anymore. The drum loops, well, the drum loop we've created is all nice and tidy now. It's nice and fitted nice together. And the two basses that we've used are fitting nice together now as well. Now, what else you could do is throw something called distortion on it or saturation, and there's a good one in FL Studio here called Fruity Blood Overdrive. This just gives your bass a bit more crunch and like a nice feel to it. There's presets you could use, drive and all that, but you could just do it by ear yourself. So the best way to do it is highlight your kick and your bass together. And as long as your bass and your kick are working nice together, that's a really good start. If not, you can choose a different bass or a different kick. So let's hear what we've got. Now that's gone too loud now. So what you can do then is bring both basses down. Yeah, I'll tell you what, you can use this again. Bring it down by this to where we want it again. Okay, now let's try it with the kick again. I like that. I really do like the sound of that actually. So let's put everything back in again and let's hear it. Now, to make it even more better than what it sounds like, if you feel like something's too loud, turn it down. Like I've just felt like the shakers are a bit too loud there. So what you can do is find your shaker loop or whatever on here and turn it down. That sounds well better. I felt like there was something sticking out a bit too much then. And that's all you've got to do. You've just got to keep going back to the same thing over and over again. I know it's boring. I know it takes a while. But this is how you get your tunes to a good standard straight from the off. You've got to do all this messing about. So let's put the crash there. You've got to do a lot of messing about really, to get everything sounding the way you want it straight off the bat. Because if you don't, you'll just have a lot of work to do at the end. I know a lot of producers that don't really pay too much attention at the beginning, and they'll just get an idea down and then they'll go back to it at the end of the project and their head will be shocking because they've got too much to do. So it's better off to just get it out the way at the beginning. So that's another good tip for you. Right. Let's see what we've got now. I mean, we haven't done much in two parts, but I'm going to do everything from scratch for you as a beginner, from nothing to a full track, so don't worry, we've got plenty of time. So let's see what we've got so far. Then we could put another fill in there. So let's say it with the fill in. Copy everything to there. Drag it over. That's it. We could add another different type of fill. I've got a little idea there. Right, if you want to keep adding on to keep your drum pattern nice, right click here, insert new, insert one, and then you've got another space there. This can be for another fill. So what you want to do is give it a new thing, new slot, right click, fill 2. Now if you want to put it next to your other fill, keep Alt to Alt and left arrow, and it'll move it over for you. Bring it down a bit, put another EQ on it, like we've been doing. Right, let's hear it. Right, we could have get a little vocal going here or something, just to start it off. A little vocal, like a pre-drop or something.
This is fucking awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like how you. Everybody get your. Let's get fucking crazy. Are you ready to fucking bounce? Are you ready to fucking bounce?
Yeah, there we go. Let's get it down on a track. Pre-drop vocal. This is just an idea, by the way. I've just realised we haven't got a vocal bus, so let's quickly create one. Vocal bus. Drag it over. Now let's get it there. Okay, now the pre-drop vocal can go directly into the vocal bus. Bring it down in volume. It's gonna need an EQ, obviously, but I want to see the EQ when I want to listen to it. So we're just gonna preview it till I feel like it's got the right amount of EQ. So that's it. We could put a bit of reverb on it so it doesn't just cut off. Let's use the fruity reverb. Put a little tiny bit on, you don't need much. Bring down the damp. Bring down the room size. Low cut it up a bit. Let's hear it. Bring it up a bit on the high cut. Okay. It's just a little idea. And then you could bring like a little riff going on here in the next part or something. We'll figure it out. Right, so what we need to do as well, we need to rename this. Fill 2, give it a green colour. This we could call it. We could just leave it as that. We're gonna need like a purple or a pink or something like that, and then that could be the colour of our vocal. But whatever, every time we put a vocal on it, it'll be the same colour as that, so we know where everything's going and all that, where everything is. Right click, auto name. Okay. What we could do as well, put a one shot.
Bass.
Bass. Bass. Bass.
Let's try something. On every fourth beat, we could have this on here. Little idea. Everything's all about ideas. Now to make it a bit faster, keyboard to control. Go to your pitch here. Till it lines up right. So you can zoom in a bit more if you want it perfect. That's it. Get rid of that. To make it sound normal again. 254. Bring it down to 254. You look here on the corner there, it'll tell you 254 and then 254. Now you want to assign it to a track on the mixer. Bring it to your vocal bus because it's a vocal. Bring it down a bit. One shot, vocal. Give it an EQ, obviously. Told you you want to EQ everything to make sure it's sounding good. Right, let's sample that quickly. Sounds okay. Now, like I said, we're going to have that on every fourth beat. Like so. Let's hear it. What you could do is, I don't know, add something else to it. Let's see what synths we got. Let's throw a dinky in. I'm not really a fan of dinkies, but because we're doing a beginner, let's give a thingy. Because we're doing a beginner video, I started off using dinkies. A lot of people still do. So let's throw a little dinky pattern in there, and then we'll call it a day for this one, for this part. Right. What we could do, go to your dog, bring a dinky over. We want this on a separate track. Dinky. Give it an EQ. High pass. Cut it. We could give it a boost. Sounds okay to me. Now, what we could do is you could either do a simple one. Hold on, what's going on with that there? Don't know what's happened there. Oh, have I swapped that over? Bloody hell, I'm not with it today, am I? Right, copy that. Put the donk back in. Do you know what? I've completely fucking swapped. Right. Let's find the bass we were using before. I think it was that one, wasn't it? Or was it? Right there. Give me a sec while I figure out what one it was. That's it. I think it was anyway. Yeah. Right, we got it back. So make sure you select your dinky. And then what we can do again, minor Aeolian, sampler. There we are. Let's get the piano out. In fact, I've done that wrong. Cut that, put it on a sampler. Sorry about this, I'm not with it today, mate. We'll get there though. Now we can start building a little chord here, and then we know where to put the dinky. Right, so what I need to do now is figure out where there's a straight line where I can put the dinky throughout the whole track. So what we need to do now, let's make sure it's on the piano. Now if I move that up to D, that means I can put the dinky on D all the way through. Yeah, so now I know I can put it on D. I can do a little quick dinky pattern on D. So we could go something like or something like that. Something along them lines. Copy it over. I don't know, it's just a little idea. I haven't used one of these for years. So you could do or something that's old or whatever. So if you want to put your thingy back on here, hold on, what was on here? Don't want to loop that. Don't leap off. Right. Oh yeah, get rid of that. Aeolian. G minor, we're in. So, because I like them all, put the dinky back on. Nice. So, let's hear what that sounds like. Yeah, or something like that. Ah, that sounds good, doesn't it? Let's hear what that sounds like now. There we go, we're getting somewhere, aren't we? So what? I don't mind that tinky riff actually. It sounds good. How does it do that? See the way I'm always on the ghosted lines? You can't go wrong then. You're always in key. So let's hear it. I like it. I do, I like that. Make it short a little bit. So what we could do is make that a bit louder and give it I don't want to put it on the leads bus because this is just a little riff synth thing. So what we could do is get a bit of reverb on it. So let's go to reverb 2 if I can find it. I've got too much bloody stuff on here. Reverb 2. Reverb. Why isn't it showing up? My FL. Oh, fruity. But yeah, reverb 2. That's why it isn't showing up. We're highlighted. Right. You want to have a bit of a low cut on it. You don't want it too damp. You don't want much bass going on with the reverb. You want to bring the wet up a bit. And you don't want the size that big. So that's it. And then what you could do is throw a delay on it. So fruity delay 2 is a good one. Ping pong. You could have it on. If you look in the corner on the left there, here, it'll tell you what time to put it on. So 2. Bring the cut off down a bit. Let's hear what that sounds like. Sounds okay, doesn't it? So let's hear it on the beat. Hold on, I didn't copy it over. So let's copy it over. And then what we can do actually is cut it out. Get rid of the sampler. And give it its own track. So pattern 7's free. Make sure you highlight the dinky. And then we could name this Dinky Riff or something like that. Dinky Riff. Give it a colour. Yellow. Give it yellow. Drag it over. Now it didn't sound very loud, so what we can do, like we done before, boost it up. Let's hear it. I mean, it's not the best, but it's not the worst, is it? We could work on it. What we could do... Right, what we could do is copy it, put it in a separate track, but you want to route it to this one. Thinky 2, call it. Bring it down a little bit in volume, and you want to cut off more bass in this one. I reckon it might sound better when you layer it in it. So let's hear it now. Copy that. Control C. Go to your next one. V. Bring it down to G, because that's what key we're working in, and it should work. And then what we could do is copy the bass pattern actually with that. Maybe. Right, that's what we could do, yeah. Nah. I mean, you could always boost it as well. So, let's give it a Fruity Blood overdrive. Give it a boost. Hold on. Doing it on the wrong bloody one. Jesus Christ, I am not with it today. Right. Oh yeah, here's another tip for you as well. Put your EQ after your reverb and your delay, because it'll EQ your delay and your reverb too. So there's a good tip for you. There we go. Let's listen. Don't forget your levels. That's what I've just been doing then. Making sure it's not louder than your kick. Okay. I mean, we could go with somewhere with this. I'll have a think about what we can do on another one. I mean, it's hard at first when you're just having a mess about. But I'll close the project down. I'll have a little think about what I can do. And then I'll come back and I'll do part 3. And hopefully I can put something down better. But this will get you going, so have a little practice anyway. Let's hear it again. I mean, it's proper basic, you know, but yeah, I mean, I'm just showing you what you can do with the pack. I mean, I'll probably end up swerving that in this track, to be honest with you. Probably get a nice piano riff going or something instead. I don't know, I don't know where I want to take it. So that's why I'll have a think about it. I'll come off it now. I'll have a think about it another day. And then when I've got a little idea going in my head, I'll hit record and then I'll do it for you. Okay, so I'm sorry it hasn't been the best part on this one. But I've done a video for you anyway to get have a little mess about or whatever. Get to there. And if I do swerve it, I'll swerve it in real time on the video as well, so you can swerve it with me, and then we'll start from afresh from a new riff or whatever, or I'll figure something out anyway. So I'll catch you on part 3.